Hello! I always thought hello. I need to start with something else. I need something else new to start with. Jessie Lee's hair is not here. She's outside finding her cattle, her dogs. So she can't do the It's Wine Wednesdays. Oh, apparently here she is. Looking all beautiful. Come now. Anyways. Are you coming? She just let out her hair. It looks so beautiful. Don't you find? Look at my pumpkin. We're having a hug up day. Well, not a hug up day, to be honest. We had a busy day. We actually did. That might be why we're having a hug up evening. So
hug up evening, not a hug up day.
Yeah.
Hug up evening. So.
A hug up hour.
I don't know. Hug up evening.
Yeah.
That sounds better.
We did our school.
Look, my hair's in a braid. Like right here.
Turn it a little bit more. Yeah. You have to move your hand. You can't show them.
It's in a braid.
And it's halfway in a braid now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just let out my hair because it was wet.
Yes.
And just had my shower. And I'm in my beautiful little gown. But Mommy said I can go out in
This
this.
is Selena saying hi, Jess, from Selena.
Hi, Selena.
She's laughing. Yeah. You want to tell Selena what you learned? You have to teach Selena what you learned, what code you learned today.
This is my last thing in school. Morse code. I wrote I love you to Mom in Morse code. Saying I love you, Mom. But the long dashes are beep. And those little dots right there, they're beep.
Selena also giggled. Yeah. So now you could teach Selena Morse code. And you guys could, it's so funny, right? Because we did, remember we were doing protection, we were doing like emergency stuff. Maybe we should have added in Morse code. That's real spy behavior, you know. Only spies use Morse code still. Hi, Jean-Pierre!
Who's he? She.
Jean-Pierre? He's the person. Well, he told us not to big him up on Facebook.
Who is this?
Yes. So guys, we're using a fancy tripod stand tonight. I am thankful thankful to my fans who appreciate what I'm doing, and it can be a thankless job sometimes, but sometimes we get these really heartwarming moments where people reach out to us and say, "Hey, we have something to help you." Hi Jen. Hi Yonaria. We have a lot to get through tonight, so we really... Okay, where did you go? I don't know where I went. I don't know. Kieran, good job switching across, boy. We have better stuff to say here. Hi, Nikita. Okay, right, so we're going to start. So you could sit here if you want. But you have to be quiet. Yeah? Because we have a lot to get through tonight. So I'm going to, like, start right away. You can't be too cute, though, because then nobody's going to pay attention to anything that I say. I thought you were gonna just sit and do Morse code.
Nah, that's hard.
It was hard.
It's worse than writing, like actual writing.
Yeah.
It's like beep. Look.
So we could teach them how to say hi, though. Do you want to know how to say hi in Morse code? It's beep 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 beep, beep beep, 6 beeps, beep 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 beep, pause, and then beep beep. So that's how you say hi in Morse code. So you'll need to type 4 dots, 4 periods, like dot, 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 dot. Then put a space, and then put a dot, dot. And that's how you would have typed.
I know how to spell M-R. M-R is beep, beep, beep. Then M-R for we're all
Yes, I'm live the same time Prime Minister is live, and I actually have nobody. So y'all know I was supposed to go to this Prime Minister thing, right? So I just want to let y'all know that I haven't gone back on a promise.
Is beep, beep, then beep.
Chelsea's ignoring me. Yes, don't write period. You should be listening. No. So Leandro, I'm going to answer that question for you. You should be listening to him and asking intelligent questions. So I went in person to listen to him, try to get my question answered, and there was politics and I didn't get my question answered. And I've decided in the whole spirit of time management that my time will be better spent than running down Dr. Rowley. I think that I have more to contribute by helping parents.
He's good because he gets some plenty people to watch.
Yes. So I think that my time, my contribution to society will be better spent doing parenting. And I can't do all, right? I cannot physically do each thing. There are groups in Trinidad and Tobago that have taken over. Their thing is transparency, accountability, and politics. So what they need to do, all these fixing TNTs and all these things, they need to be the ones honestly going to these things, because the first meeting that happened all them months ago, minuted like by me, but they needed to have minuted it because Faris Al-Rawi went through a whole long spiel of why the hangman taking so long to come back, because it didn't go anywhere, but the logistics, and he used a lot of fancy terms to make everybody like hush, you know, he gave you something to sit down and hush with. And somebody need to remind him of that conversation and ask where you're at in the process. And in the first meeting, the Minister of National Security had said that they were undertaking a manpower audit, and that's why, you know, we have to be a little bit patient and crime and whatever. And I want to know, hey, I leave that talk not to talk about them. Okay, fine, they vex you. Okay, well, fine. 2 seconds more on that. So I want somebody to ask Mr. National Security, what is the progress of this manpower audit that all you talk about in the first conversation, which was not a conversation, but in the first conversation. So I'm trying to stay away from politics. So that's why, Leandra, I'm not there asking questions, because I'm here focusing on parenting. Miss Lee, you cannot do your Monopoly right behind my live. You need to go in your room or go on the couch.
Or I can just stay right here.
Or you could stay right here. So she's going through this. She has these mummy-itis moments, right? Which tend to be, I wonder if Marcus, hey boy, I was trying to, he was
She took my snakes and ladders to camp. So that means she's supposed to get me. And she didn't get it since 3 years ago. And she was supposed to get color pencils. Because she used my stuff.
Hi Samuel, hi Nisha. Right now he getting questions about food costs. Yeah, because you know what? The whole thing about that, everybody's only interested in what can the government give them. So you know what? Let's stop, according to Kieran, let's stop talking about that, because we're not there because them wasting time. So we're going to try to be productive. We're going to try to do our own thing in our own home. I have time management and money management. I have no idea if we're going to get through both, to be honest, because they're both fairly detailed. So y'all have all of 30 seconds to type time or money for me to start. Do you guys want me to start with time management or money management? Very quickly, comment. Didn't you have a chart so you could keep on? I do have a chart. I do. But you know, that's the reason for lives and not doing videos, because videos are not interactive and you can't give people what they want. Kieran, I'm not taking your time. That's not counted. So we have 1 for money. Quick, time. 2 for time. 2 for money. Let's go, quick. 3 for money, 2 for time. Should I get a countdown? 3 for time, 3 for money. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll do time first and money on Sunday. Money in caps. Money. All right, money's winning by 1 right now. I'm counting to... There's supposed to be a 5-second delay, so I'm going to count to 20. Jessie, say count to 20. 1, 2, where your tablet? Can we get a countdown? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Did you all see that as a smiley face?
19, 20.
Okay, I think I actually think that it might be tied now.
Talking about money, I have money right there.
Oh, now I can't even see my comments. Oh. So Nisha, you think if you put money twice, you're gonna get counted? Alright, it's tied. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do money. We're gonna do money because Jessie Lee's playing Monopoly, but there's a light on that side, so you're like straight into the light. Okay, right. Cool, so let's get started. Money management. So I could put this away, and I welded up my time, my hour by hour and stuff to teach y'all. I'm wondering if I should do time first, because of it might lead into money. Alright, I'm gonna do money first because I might be able to actually finish money very quickly. So let's get started with this time. Oh my gosh, this time goes very quickly. What I'm gonna do is take pictures of these things after, so that you guys could see, right? I hope you all have lots of pen and paper for this one, right? Okay, and here's why. I know you guys probably, there are some haters there. Time is money. That is a good point. That's why we should talk time management first. Okay, I'm going to try to do both, I promise. So, money management. I'm going to do that one really quickly, right? Because the time might take a little bit longer. Why is it that I am able to speak about money management? So, I'm going to give you guys, if you don't know my story, I'm going to give it to you really, really, really quickly. So, if you don't know, I grew up not very rich. When my parents got divorced, you know, my mom is a single mom who didn't earn very good money. And so we were fairly poor. I try to keep things as politically correct as possible, and I don't like to sound all like, woe is me. But I mean, just to put things in perspective, I heard the teachers earned $5,000 when I was about 13. And that was my dream, to be a teacher. Because $5,000 sounded to me like winning the lotto. Because at that time, there were very few people around me. In fact, I don't think there was anybody around me at that time that was earning that income. So $5,000 seemed like a lot of money to me at that time. We were doing the whole, you can't really go to school every day if you don't get a job, because, you know, we don't have enough money to taxi every day. And somehow, by 24, I still bought a house, a 3-bedroom townhouse with electric gate and tiles and hot water, which, if you ask me, was like me winning the lotto, because that was, you know, the shizzle compared to what I grew up in. So how did I do that? And it's really because I've always been a very good saver. Fast forward to 10 years after that, when I went off on my own, I mean, Care did not start to earn any money for we were barely earning money for 5 years. So that meant that I had, and I mean, I went off on my own at 29. So before 30, I had accumulated enough savings, enough of a portfolio that I was able, and I'm keeping my vibe up, because how many of you can get laid off tomorrow and have 3 months worth of income put aside? I had 5 years of living. I was able to live for quite a while without my business earning heaps and heaps of money. I was able to do things to bring in some, and funny enough, one of my statements from my shares came in 2 days ago. I took a picture, but I never posted it. I just get distracted sometimes. Because I didn't even dip into every single thing that I had. So, saving is it. You know, my friends tend to make jokes. Well, not all my friends, but my brother in particular. He's real make joke. My cousins, they must make joke with my Me Too phone, right? Because all of them have fancy phone and stuff and whatever. And I think I have some clothes from 15 years ago that I still be wearing. If it's looking good and it's in looking, wash out, I wearing it. But I've always been a saver. And that is a big, big thing. So how do you save when you don't have? The truth is, you just save. Because I was earning, I think my first job was $2,000 a month. And I was earning $2,000 a month, and I was saving. When I had gone, I remember last year, when it was okay, I needed to cash in one of my insurance policies. And it had a pretty decent cash surrender value. And when we pulled the file, I'd had it for a really long time. And again, I'm not 35 yet. So to be able to have had a policy for so long means that I was saving literally from day one. And, you know, my insurance agent said, yeah, you've been at it for a long time, which is obviously really good. And the only reason that I dipped into it was not to go on a vacation, was to invest. You know, so the decision wasn't take it and spend on expenses, you know, like, you know, we just randomly spending on expenses because we're managing badly. It was a decision that this is one investment, but Care the brand is a whole other investment. Like any spending that I've spent on developing Care the brand, so legal fees, social media, even time that I'm on this, lives aren't actually making me money, but it is developing a brand. And developing a brand is tangibly something that can be passed on to your child. I mean, well, I don't want to sell out all my plans for Care. So that savings went from one investment technically to another investment, right? So we have to develop a real habit. And this is something that I urge parents to do. If your child gets $20 a month on allowance, then my math is bad. Let's go with $18 a month. Then you need to get 3 envelopes. And you need, when you give them that $18, you need to say, okay, and label one savings, label one spending, and label one charity. Now, charity may not be important to you, but I think that in the whole desire to raise holistic children that aren't entitled, children that aren't selfish, that we should put charity up there, because we do want children to start to give back, whether they give back time, they give back money, they give back, because we need to start to become a generation that thinks about others other than just ourselves, right? So label 3 envelopes. And that is actually what I did, because again, I wasn't earning $20,000, I was earning $2,000. So when I got $2,000, I took it and I cashed it, and I literally would take the cash and put it into envelopes. And when that envelope was spending done, I would cry if it's before month end, because that's it. That's all you have. And I've always looked at savings as an expense. So once it's gone, it's gone. I can't think more than that. It's gone. Like, I've never once thought that it's something that I can go and dip into. And understand, when I went and I cashed in my insurance policy, it was literally at a point where I felt I was going to go homeless. It was coaching went from 30 kids to 5 kids because I couldn't, you know, I couldn't focus on coaching and Care. So I can't build coaching and build Care, so I'm gonna have to sacrifice the income to build Care. And in faith, you're gonna keep building Care, but you don't have money to do it. And so I was literally to the point of, I thought about going and maybe sleeping on my dad's couch, but you know, I mean, that's not gonna work. You have Jesse, you have all your stuff. What are you gonna do? And then in a few months' time, Care is gonna be taken, because I was already in negotiations with Guardian Media Limited. So it's like, any day now, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. You just need to go a little bit more, just go a little bit more. And so that was the point at which I touched my savings, right? And again, these are savings that I'd started from the time I started to work at 18 years old. So I never touched it to go on any vacation or buy myself a pair of shoes because your shoes bust up. Like, the only reason I touched it was because, I don't know, maybe even at that point might have just been lack of faith, because if I just left it alone, I'm sure God would have come through with me and I would have still had all my fancy cash surrender values stuck up with insurance. Right, I washed my hair and I like to leave it out so that it kind of has some body, but now it's in my face and it's just like, right. So yes, so I have put what my percentages are, and I know that they're hard, so bear with me for a little bit, and I hope that you have pen and paper. I don't know how to keep that timer up so that I could keep looking. Right, so I hope you guys could see this. I will take pictures. I don't know if I can post the pictures on the live itself, like on the thread. If not, well, I'll just post the pictures and you guys will have them. So these are my percentages, and this is how it goes. What you earn, not your take-home salary, right? So if you earn $2,500, then before taxes, then that's what we're working with. So that is what your 100% is, okay? 30% goes towards taxes. Now again, you need to wait till the end of it, because I know someone who's earning $2,500 does not pay 30% in taxes. But we aiming to pay 30% in taxes in life, because that's a pretty high bracket, which means that we're earning good money. So we want to practice 30% in taxes, because what we're building is good habits. Yeah? Right, cool. Then, so we have 100%, which is what I put income. Then you have 30% for tax. So now you have 70% left. From 70%, you have 40%. 40% is what banks are going to look for your debt ratio, right? In Trinidad, 30%. And also, what's Trinidad now? What's like the highest income earner? What's their tax bracket? More than 30%? I don't know. Tell me. This is including a health surcharge and NIS, right? Okay, so then you have 40%. So 40% is your loans, your mortgage, your rent, hire purchase, and guys, I do not, let me put a plug here. I'm very sorry, courts. But you see, hire purchase, that is the devil. Y'all need to develop a habit called wait. A habit called patience. Let me tell all you, I didn't have a washing machine for a long time. I moved out to my house early, right? Me didn't have no couch and thing, you know. If it couldn't be bought cash, it couldn't be bought. So you wait. Like, you wait. Plain and simple. When our television went kaboots, Jessie had a smaller one in her oh gosh, so it's not 30% anymore. Will somebody tell me what it is so that I could like change my figures? I'm so sorry. I had 30% because that was a long time ago when I was working for people, and I feel like that's what they took out of my salary. That is what they took out of my salary. I'm telling y'all, that's what they took out of my salary. Maybe I wasn't earning the highest amount, so maybe there's more. Okay, anyways, so let's move on for a little bit, right? Yes, so honestly, I mean, I can't see what's, if you earn, that's $1,000 a month. Can you convert that to a percentage? Somebody with math? 6,000, 10% is 600. That's like 20%. Yeah, man. So that's somewhere about 25%, 20 to 25%. Right, so good. Yes, so hire purchase on all of these loans, mortgage, all of these different things. Please, guys, really stay away from hire purchase. You see this Christmas? Oh my gosh, guys, you do not need... You see, 30% is only for individual over 1 million a year. Like, seriously, guys. So that means 30 can very well work. Everybody else is under 30% watching my video. If you're over 30% watching my video, then who care real getting on? Because I teaching all about money management. Right. So you do not need a new stove. I mean, this is where if you were saving, then you would have money to buy your stove if it went kabunkers. And you must realize that your stove or your fridge or your whatever is going kabunkers, and you can start to put a new envelope that say fridge, and you put a little $5. If you put up $5 for 5 years, me you know what that is, but you go get money for a fridge. So you need to be really conscious and really proactive about your savings so that you do not need hire purchase, right? That was my plug on hire purchase. So we're at 40% for any kind of credit. Well, debt, depending on on which side of the equation you're looking at it. So that's your loans, your mortgage, your rent, anything like that, right? Your car, payments, all of that, 40%. So that leaves you with 30%. So 30%, you now have 10% out of that is your retirement savings. So some people call it an annuity, right? That was the first thing that went for me because I considered care my new retirement earnings, yes? When I signed that deal with Guardian, I telling you all, the first thing I do was call my insurance agent and start back everything. Because that's just how I am, right? So 30% take away 10% for your retirement savings, and you're now left with 10%. 10% left with 20%, sorry. 20%, and you take away 10% for rainy day savings, which is different. That's a shorter term savings than your long-term retirement savings, and you're left with 10%. 10% is all you are allowed to spend. All you're allowed to spend, right? So, if you earn $2,500, then you go, but Marsha, that's $250 that I'm allowed to spend. That's crazy, and that's insane, and there's no way that I can possibly work with that. If you earn $2,500, do you pay 30% tax? No, you do not. Your taxes are like $100, $200 maximum for NIS and health surcharge, which means that you have $750, so you have at least $1,000 to spend. Yes? So, 10% is what you have. If you earn $20,000, guess what? It means that your spend is $2,000, and you could make $2,000 work. So 10% spending is what you're allowed. And you've got to be really disciplined. That is the secret to money management right there. It's all about discipline, which is the same secret to time management. It's all about discipline. So I'm going to go back over the figures for you, right? Well, I'm going to put it back up here. And you will see that I put these can be manipulated. So these can be manipulated. Can I bend this book, boy? I should have put it on a piece of paper. These can be manipulated, meaning your taxes. So your loans and your tax, those are the two things that could be manipulated. So if your 10%, remember your 10% that you could spend is $250, and it's obviously not enough to live on, then you need to go and say, all right, you see this? Loans, mortgage, rent, that needs to come down. That 40% needs to come down. $250 too little bit? Oh, it's backward. Oh gosh, guys. Okay, so I'll post it. So then I'm not going to even bother to use it then. Right? So your taxes and your loans are the things that you can manipulate. There's no discussion about whether we can save for retirement or we can't. And honestly, like, health insurance should be there as well. So again, if you ask me, I would be touching that 40%. That 40% is too high. Like, it's way too high. The bank allows 40% for all of your loans and everything. That's what the bank allows, 40%, which is why I work with 40%. But you can dip into that, like seriously dip into that. You do not need to use only with an annuity. What do you mean with only with an annuity? You have to give me more words than only with an annuity. Right? So let's go back over the figures. 30% tax, which very few of us are paying. It means that you can use from there to spend. 40% on all your loans, your mortgages, your rent. So your rent shouldn't be costing 3/4 of your salary. And if you don't own a vehicle and you don't have car payments and you need to take a taxi, your taxi money comes out of your taxi money comes out of the loan money, right? Because you're replacing car payments for taxi money, yeah? Then you have your annuity, which is 10%. You have your rainy day savings, which is 10%. And your rainy day savings ideally shouldn't even be considered for holidays and stuff, right? Again, go back to your 30% tax. Really and truly, that's where you can negotiate a lot of stuff. That's where you can manipulate. So if you're not paying tax, then it means that you're strapped for cash. If you're not at 30%, it means that you're not earning a huge amount of income. So you can go back to 30% and you can take from that. So you can get your vacation money from that. You can get your grocery money from that. You can do a lot of stuff from that. If you're paying 30%, then it means that your 10% is more than enough to take care of your vacation, your health insurance, your groceries, all those extra things. Yeah? Good? Cool. So that is my advice to you. Yeah, that's it actually. I did it all in 30 minutes. Sorry. Okay, should I take another vote? Do we do time management or do we end here? You all know I like to stay in my 30 minutes. What?
You get 40 minutes.
I got 40 minutes because you want 40 minutes to stay up.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see how fast I can do this time thing.
I'm going to make a puzzle.
She's going to make a puzzle. Well, guys, can we get some feedback? I'm not getting any hearts. I'm not getting anything. Do y'all like what I'm saying, or is it that it's not nice? Am I not getting hearts because y'all find it too hard, or y'all, what is it?
Are you okay?
Yeah, are they okay? Tell me now, like, why am I not getting hearts? Should I stop now? Touch on time a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna touch on time a little bit. And this is my warning. My warning to time is that the exercise can be a bit depressing, and this leads you to make decisions in life. So you can print it, you can go on Excel. This is actually, sometimes I use this if I find that I'm really busy, then I start to juggle with this. If I find that I'm not fitting things in, I always go to this. What this is a Excel sheet, right? And on this side, I'll post this as well, but I've posted this so many times because I've used this. This is a trick that I learned in network marketing. So I tell people they must all do network marketing in a good company that has good personal development, right? So I put the time here, right? So those are your hours, and I call it an hour by hour because that's what we were taught. It's called an hour by hour because what you literally need to do is milk all the hours out of your day. So you need to sit with it. And I sit with highlighters, and you need to work it out. So if you are working in 8 to 4, then that's purple, that's blocked out. There ain't nothing you can do with it. It's blocked out. People paying you. Stop doing things during people work. It blocked out. It's no good. Then you will see that little, those little lines, right? On a computer, I normally gray that out because it's dead time. Because we have to shower, we have to put on makeup, we have to eat breakfast, and we have to sit in traffic. So I normally put dead time between going home and leaving home, right? So that's dead time. As you can see, I did one for you guys, not one for my own, because I thought this could not work and give me a life that was satisfactory. As I said, personally, I think it's a little bit of a depressing exercise, but it helps me make a decision that that's not what I want to do. Because the truth is, if you work an 8 to 4 job and you have no desire at this present moment to move from an 8 to 4, it means that this is your situation from age 20 to 60, 40 years. This is your situation. So this is what it is. Then you need to really pay attention to this, because you cannot spend 40 years not having time. Like, that's not cool. That is half your life saying, I didn't have time to live. I didn't have time to parent. I didn't have time to enjoy my child. Yeah? So you have to find a way to milk this. How do I work this? Right. So I'm assuming that you may get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock. This dead time, guys, you have to find a way to be able to deal with it. There are things that I do. You have to ask yourself, what are the things that I want to do versus the things that I need to do? You see, things like exercise, you need to do it. And you need to find a way to do it. So if you haven't looked at my braless series yet, go and check it out. Because it teaches you how to do abs while lying down in your bed in your pajamas. And we need to, that's another thing, right? A lot of people, and this is something that happens, I don't know, like people think that 1%, that one little bit, you know, we make a joke about 1%. Clearly, we've shown what 1% can do. So do not think that 5 minutes ain't making no difference in my life. 5 minutes makes a difference. Just like 5 minutes parenting makes a difference. Spending 5 minutes a day where you take your phone off, you take your mind off of work, you pretend that you're not tired, because guess what, guys? I was taking a 10-minute rest to come on to live. By 9 p.m. I am normally spent, because what I do is I take naps and then I'll get up. So 9 o'clock is Jessie's time for bed. So I knock out with her. But then by 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll get up and I'll write and I'll do work, and when, place quiet and nobody harassing me. Yeah? So 9 o'clock on a normal day, y'all again me to have all this energy. But you know what? If I want to get my brand to where it needs to be, then I better get up and get going at 9 p.m. Plain and simple. So you need to be able to put tiredness aside for 5 minutes. And your children will appreciate it. I promise you, they will appreciate your 5 minutes. If you give them 5 minutes and we say, okay, every day we're gonna play one game. So it may be a game of catch, and I've spoken to you guys about this already. It may be a game of memory, a game of go to park, a game of whatever, where there's nobody else in the world but them. They'll feel it and they'll appreciate it because they know that you're tired, right? So you have basically here, I would say between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. to milk this. To milk your life on a weekly basis. That's it. So it's the only Facebook. I love y'all to be on Facebook. But that's considered your me time. So you need to put me time into a spot in the day. And if you want to look through Facebook for 10 minutes, then look through it for 10 minutes and then get off. If you consider my lives personal development, then here's why I don't only write. If you pay attention and you follow every one of my medium, that's because you're a real fan like my mother, then you're not the average person, because you'd realize that most people will say what they also write, and they'll put it on TV and they'll put it on radio, and they put the same message 5 different places. So I speak because guess what? You could listen to it in the car. You don't need to sit down and read my article. You could listen to it in the car. Or you could take my article and read it just before bed. But that has to be considered some kind of personal development time. And you have to put it in its place. I do not do lives every day. Guess what? We stick to 30 minutes normally. You do not have to watch. Now this is live and this might be entertainment for you. Fine, great. But if right now time is an issue, then you will take my Wednesday live and you will put it on a Saturday. And you put me into a block. There's a reason why I don't do ad hoc lives. Because people need to plan their time and stick to it and be disciplined. Guys, I got an email from a mother today who sent me, she thought that I had done the time management already. And she said, my daughter does lessons from 3 to 4. We don't get home until 5:30, 6 o'clock. Then she has homework to do. How do I fit in revision? And I'm very sorry to say, guys, if your children are going to school for all that time, then doing lessons from 3 to 4 and have homework, no, there is no revision time. And I am going to bet your bottom dollar that if you trade revision time for hug up time or alone time or time where you are sitting and enjoying the breeze, they will do better in school. Because there comes a point in time when too much is too much. Like, guess what? You could save too much. After I put aside savings, right? And I have my 10%. Jessie gets to go to a restaurant. Jessie and I get to shop. And we get to live it all large. With the 10%. I'm not going to say, well, Jessie Lee Roberts Riley, guess what? We don't need to buy clothes because we were without clothes all this time. Or we don't need to go to a restaurant because we've managed on macaroni all this time. No, that's taking it overboard. If within your 10%, you could very well afford to go Orlando and Jamaica and gymnastics and this and that, then we will do it. So the same thing. Like, enough is enough. At some point, enough is enough. If you are in school all day, you are doing lessons till 4 o'clock, then you come home to have homework on a daily basis, there is no more revision. I'm sorry, guys. And I am going to bet you that some time spent with mommy, hugging up, there is science behind what the emotion of a hug does. It opens their brain. It helps their brain. There is science behind going outside and taking a walk. Right? Seriously, spend some time doing that. We need to use our car time. You need to figure out how can you use your blank time. Blank time meaning the dead time, right? You know what? Shower time could very well be me time. If you're a praying person, use your shower time to pray. Don't worry about the day during your shower time, because all of that, use your shower time to do you see, the whole bralette series, again, can be done in the shower. So use your shower time. Use your shower time to detox, to relax, to get back to where you need to get to, because that is very important. We cannot operate if we are on E. A car cannot drive it if it is on E. So learn to figure out that time. Can we play games in the car? Can we talk to our children in the car? Can we play Marsha Riley's FB Lives in the car? Because that's like 3 hours worth of just dead time sitting in the car. So we've got to find ways. Because then if you've played, like, think about maybe not playing a card game, but we play Spot the Red Car. So every red car we get a point. So red car, red car, red car, red car, all kind of random stuff you could play. Be purposeful about using your car time. Don't just be upset about being in the traffic. In fact, I used to play personal, like self-help books. I used to play audiobooks in the car. And I remember when I went off on my own, I was like, dang, I have no more traffic to sit through. Now I find it hard to be reading books. So you change your perspective on the time, right? Saturday and Sunday, obviously if you work at 8 to 4, is the time that you need to milk. I know someone was talking about extracurricular activities. Again, this is not something that I have a typical view of. I've seen mothers do 5 different days of 5 extracurricular activities, and I'm sorry, that again is going overboard. Plain and simple, because you just kill yourself out, sitting in traffic to drop them to this and drop them that and drop them to this. Them need to go to the Olympics for 5 different things, which means if they spend 2 years swimming, which is quite plenty, if they go to swimming, they could swim. Then they could do a 2 years of piano, and then they could that. And then they could do a 2 years of Spanish, and that could be that. In fact, back to using the time wisely, use Duolingo and do Spanish in the car. Because you're in the car anyways. Yeah, right? I mean, unless you have motion sickness or whatever. Yeah? So, use audiobooks in the car. Yes, that is... Do not waste your time, guys. Time wasted is money wasted, is self-growth wasted. Audiobooks, 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 right? I do believe in audiobooks because I believe in personal development. What I learned was your business will grow as fast as you grow. And you all know my mantra for parenting. Parent yourself more than you parent your child. If you grow, your child will grow. If you develop discipline, your child will develop discipline. If you have good reading habits, your child will have good reading habits. If you have good time management habits, your child will have time management habits. And if you have good money management skills, your child will have good money management skills. So we need to work on you, us. Yeah, right. Think about how you can multitask. The truth is we have to cook. When you're cooking, can we supervise homework at the same time? I'm very sorry, but we need to be practical, right? And these ideals that people like to have, my desk is right next to my kitchen. There's the kitchen counter, if y'all can hear it, right next to the kitchen counter. You know why? Because when I'm cooking or washing dishes, Jessie doing school right here. So it works. We need to develop our space to be functional. You see chores? Let me explain how chores could work. You don't try to do it all at once, because you see all they like to spend all their whole Saturday, and don't play Trinis, don't spend their whole Saturday cleaning one house. Stop it. Here's why. We could break down our chores into 5-minute chunks, because that's how life operates. Life gives us 5-minute chunks. And if we sit and we really plan our day by minute, by minute, by minute. Yes, that's how Jessie does her schoolwork. We do not sit sometimes. Yes. We need to sometimes do school in 5-minute chunks. Do we have days where we have the whole day to sit and do the 2 hours all the time? It doesn't work that way all the time. Some days we'll be doing math in between a shoot. Some days we'll be doing English after I've done a talk. And that's just how it's going to work. Yes? So you need to start to work on 5-minute things. So I've broken down my chores into 7 days a week. So we know we clean the kitchen not when I say clean the kitchen, not like your dishes and thing, okay, fine. But spend 10 minutes on the dishes first thing in the morning and then stop. When that 5-minute clock go off, you just stop, And that's why I'm saying both time management and money management is a lot of discipline. Like my friends in network marketing used to make fun of me because there's a timer, buddy. And when that timer go off, I have friends that do that. You hear the alarm going off because the new alarm is saying devotional time, or the new alarm is saying bedtime, or the new alarm is saying eat time. Because you need to put it in, because eating takes time. What can I do when I'm eating? I seldom sit and just eat. That's not what I do. But I read when I'm eating, or I may answer my emails when I'm eating. You see this phone thing? I'm going to tell you something, All you need to tune it off. You know what's happened? We get so, I don't know. People think that they sent your email and you must answer it now. No. Leave the emails alone. And put the emails where there'd be 5 minutes at the beginning of every hour. So you can do that. At the start of every hour, you have 5 minutes to check your emails, 5 minutes to browse Facebook, and then you get off. If you have no time. If you're complaining about time. Because when you get home, again, you need to be where you are, right? So if it is that we're going to do the toilet on Monday, then you go and you spend your 5 minutes cleaning your toilet and then you're done. Then on Tuesday, we're going to do the living room. So you spend your 5 minutes dealing with the living room and then you're done. And you hopefully, in my house, we mop and sweep more than once because I have 4 dogs running through the house, right? So that's one of my everyday kind of things. But if you get the point, right, you don't need to clean the fridge every day. So you put it in and you spread your house cleaning. Because if you clean the sink in the bathroom, you do the bathroom once a week. It doesn't all have to be Saturday in a big chunk and then you look up and you say, oh man, I didn't have time to spend with my kids. Saturday is kids' day. Go and take your kids to the zoo. Don't spend your whole day Saturday doing errands. Because if you're working all day, all week, and tired all week, then you've got to give. You've got to give one whole day to your family and to yourself with your phone off. If you're posting it to Instagram, you ain't searching through Instagram before you post. You ain't clicking through Facebook before you post. And you could do an after post. Understand this, right? I just post all the time, but I just make money from social media, right? If you're not making money from social media, then you need to be putting it in a box. In a box. If you came late, these are the boxes that I'm talking about. And you see that Saturday and Sunday, that's what my Saturday and Sunday used to be pink. Because you know what pink is for? Jessie. So pink. Yes? So break down your chores, determine what you need to do. So I have sleep is 8 hours, work is 8 hours, traffic is 3 hours. You have to put in your get ready time, put in your family time, your me time. Me time could be Facebook, mani-pedi, a long shower, whatever is your me time. You need to get personal development in there because your world will grow as fast as you grow. If you are not growing on a daily basis, learning something new on a daily basis, then guys, it's best you die. That's just how it works. You need to be growing, and not just your hair and your fingernails. Your brain needs to be growing. Your heart needs to be growing. Yeah? Good. Extracurricular activities, as I said, you need to put that in perspective. 0 is too little, 5 might be too much. I believe that every child should learn to swim, every child should learn a second language, and every child should have an instrument. And I believe in every child being active. But sports is not necessarily something that they have to do. If you go out and play with a football or play cricket, well, right, you see, Jessie corrected me, swimming is a sport. So there you have it. Three things is all you need: an instrument, an extracurricular activity, and swimming. And then go and play in the park every day for 5 minutes, or play outside, or for God's sake, put your couch somewhere and play there. Yes? Stop making excuses. Right. Spiritual development, I believe in that. That's my thing. Not everybody believes in it. Exercise, if it's just 5 minutes, put it in. Right? How can you split up your chores? How can I multitask? Can I cook and do homework? Can I sweep and pray? Right? What can I do in traffic? Those are some of the questions that you need to ask yourself. And the biggest question is, if you don't like this, if you don't like what it looks like, what's your plan? Are you going to learn to like it? Are you going to learn to adjust it? Are you going to quit your job? But the truth is, most people, that big purple chunk, you're not getting out of your job anytime soon. 40 years of your life is a 8 to 4. So you better learn to sit and dig through them minutes and them hours and make it work. Guys, that is it. It's been like the longest live ever. Oh my goodness, it is 50 minutes. That's because we put 2 lives into one. Now I have to go look for a Sunday topic. I could have done 2 topics today.
I told you what the topic is.
Jessie has some topics she wants to do with you all. Okay guys, I love you. Where are my hearts? I use the app VoxDocs to convert my notes for school to audio so I can listen at any time. Oh, good. So those are great things. I'm going to try that VoxDocs because I so love audio. I hate to read. Okay, guys, as usual, please share, please share, please share, because everybody says it's great topics. Everybody say that they enjoy it, and the way for more people to enjoy it and find out about me is to share. Share in all those fancy Trini Mom groups, because they don't like when we share our own stuff. Okay? Well, not Trini Moms in particular. Trini Moms is pretty cool. They let us share our stuff. But share on all the groups, okay? Share on your timeline. Share, 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 share. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Be productive. Spend some time making time. And making money. Bye.